student getting the degree. And so, you know, I did the usual thing. I sent out a lot of emails saying, hey, if you have any funny pictures, send them to me. And there were 4 or 5 guys in the audience who, yeah, you know, they sent me pictures of Sarah in her underwear. And I thought, you know, we have some honored guests here. You know, if somebody showed pictures of my daughter and I was in the room, I mean, pictures of my daughter in her underwear, you know, I'd freak out and go pound the guy. So here's a picture of Sarah in underwear. And what I want to know is why Sarah wears men's boxer shorts. But we can talk about that later, perhaps. Now, you know, so then I'm thinking, well, that's just not a satisfactory topic. So then, you know, we tried to keep this on the hush, but Dave Johnson and Anne and I had to make an emergency trip out to Eastern Oregon because Sarah was doing a GK through 12 thing out there. And it turns out that Sarah was teaching a class after hours, teaching some 5th graders how to make a proper cocktail. So we hushed that up as best we could. But I thought, you know, let's just keep that the way it is. Let's not talk about that. So then, you know, most of you weren't here. You're younger than Sarah. When Sarah first came to Oregon, she had a pretty bad birth defect. She had a condition known as goldfish lips. And this, well, you can see what it is. It's self-explanatory. The problem, of course, with having goldfish lips is that you can either feed yourself and there's no hole for the food to go in, basically. And so what we all did that very first year, I'll tell you how we got rid of it in just a minute. That very first year, Sarah had to eat through a straw. So this is one of these protein shakes. Sarah never did have very good eye-hand coordination, so we all had to feed her. So here's Maisha feeding her. And, you know, with time, Sarah could learn to feed herself. So once again, notice the lips here. All right. So then, you know what they say about people who drink beer through a straw. Well, the only way Sarah could drink beer through a straw was, well, she didn't want her picture taken doing that. And so, yet again, you know, the goldfish lips shown here, and the straw has been removed. And I just can't say enough about Chantal. You know, she lived with Sarah in this condition for so long. So, you know, one Halloween, Chantal makes a really good Batman, but, you know, we were all going around this party saying, well, was Robin really a goldfish? And anyway, Chantal never said a word, though, except for here. You know, let's go back to this picture. So you'll notice Maisha's lips here. When we were around Sarah, we found ourselves, we didn't want to make Sarah uncomfortable, so we were going like that ourselves. So it wasn't common to go out to dinner with Sarah. Everybody kind of had a goldfish set of lips. But we just said, oh, that's enough. Enough's enough. So what we did was we took up a collection. We were going to get Sarah fixed. And, you know, United Way of Lane County kicked in $5. We got another $19 from the group. And we hired a plastic surgeon. And he explained what he's going to do. He's going to take those lips and make the proper slices and pull them out like that. But we should have researched a little better because the guy we got was the plastic surgeon for Carrot Top. You know, you can see what kind of work he did, right? And then he also, turns out, he also did Joan Van Ark. And like, whoa, you know. So if we'd known that, Sarah, we probably would have backed off a bit. But anyway, so like there's Sarah. Okay, there's a picture of Sarah afterwards. The problem is, like, you look at that really sweet smile, but she can't let go of that. Like, okay, so like look at this. Nobody smiles when they run, right? But there she is. You know, pick out that smile. The problem with not being able to close your mouth because it's been surgically fixed is that even when you run through mud, it's dirty, right? Okay. So yeah, Sarah, we're sorry about that. And then of course, Sarah lost the famous bet, the New York Giants to the Green Bay Packers. So she comes down to my office. I said, look, I got to take a picture of you. Normally she would not be smiling, But of course, she was behind that giant's house because we had her surgically fixed. Anyway, Sarah, I'm glad you no longer have goldfish lips, but we'll put up with that smile in this place.